Our St. Louis Dragons are in a little bit of a rut. We've lost 2 games in a row and we're looking to rebound, but it's not going to be easy. We're headed on the road to Pittsburgh to face off against the undefeated 6-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. After winning our first 2 games, the Dragons have been pretty bad over the last month, having only won 1 game since week 2, and that includes a 2-game losing streak, having lost to Seattle on Sunday Night Football in week 5, and then at home last week, again on Sunday night against the Lions. As for the Steelers, they're 6-0. They're tied for the best record in the NFL, seemingly out of nowhere. The Steelers had a top 3 pick last year and have been consistently one of the worst teams in the league throughout this series. But them and Seattle, currently at the top. Those 2 teams, of course, both ironically are starting rookie quarterbacks. For the Steelers, it's Ty Poland, the 3rd overall pick out of Arizona State, who will not play today. I was really excited to face off against them, but unfortunately, he won't go. Poland has missed the last couple of weeks, and his numbers are kind of all over the place. He's completed nearly 75% of his passes, but he also has a negative touchdown-to-interception ratio, having been picked off 5 times in week 1. Poland feels kind of like Anthony Richardson to me, where the numbers aren't the best, and he has a hard time staying on the field, but he very clearly impacts winning and is helpful to his team. So starting in place of Ty Poland today will be Kenny Pickett. It's been an odd journey throughout this series for Kenny Pickett, who has not stuck in Pittsburgh the entire time. He was the starter for the Steelers in the first 2 seasons, then was replaced by Jared Goff. He's been a backup. He was with New Orleans last year, and he's back on the Steelers where he's played really well in relief of Ty Poland. So you can make the argument that the Steelers, who went undefeated with questionable QB play with Poland, they might be even scarier with how well Kenny Pickett's playing. The Steelers have a solid group of skill position players, but it's the defense that scares me with TJ Watt, Chandri Bigsley, and Kyle Soze going after the same quarterback, not to mention guys like Minka Fitzpatrick, Tremaine Edmonds, Joey Porter Jr., etc. Puma Whitlock, of course, has won back-to-back Player of the Weeks despite the fact that we lost both games. And the reason why we lost those games was because of the injuries on defense. Our 2 starting corners, Jeff Okudah and Cam Lucifer, were out. Lucifer's back today, but we have new injuries on defense with Simeon Bonnet and Jabril Fofana. That's not to mention that we had 4 starters get hurt in practice this week. Isaiah Likely will not play. Owen Popo will not play. Tykeem Keon Jr. will not play, and Jamison Williams will not play. I'm most concerned about Jamo, who has now missed 3 of our first 7 games this year for all different injuries. That's 8 guys who are going to be out today, 7.5 starters. Keon gets a half a point because he would be starting given the Jamison Williams injury, but that's basically a third of our roster who's currently hurt. So we're basically bringing out the B team today, which could be trouble considering the fact that we're already on the road against an undefeated Steelers team. The odds are certainly not in our favor, and we could be in real danger of losing our 3rd game in a row going into trade deadline week. The 3-2-1 St. Louis Dragons are limping into Pittsburgh with 8 starters on both sides of the ball out for today's game. The Dragons have basically an entire new group of receivers with Jamison Williams, Tykeem Keon Jr., and Isaiah Likely all getting injured in practice. Arturo Modelo is going to have to weather this storm along with Griffin Weaver, but other than that, it's going to be a bunch of young guys. Aaron Mayer and Colin Robinson are going to get big snaps at receiver, along with the rookie tight end Gift Aaron Jr. making his first NFL start. Defensively, we're still without Jeff Okudah in the secondary, although Cam Lucifer's back. We're going to be without our top pass rusher, Simeon Bonnet, and 2 key linebackers with Owen Popo and Jabril Fofana, not to mention Ryan Jensen, the center, is still injured. So in other words, we're in a lot of trouble, having basically 8 backups play. We're going to see a ton of rookies get some action today, as Najee Harris gets 11. The Dragons' run defense has had some good games this year, but also some bad ones, in particular the Detroit game last week, as they got ran over by Jahmyr Gibbs and Elijah Sutton. Pickett on 2nd down is sacked by Trenton Simpson for a loss of 9. Simpson's going to have to play a lot today at linebacker, along with rookie Penultimo Barahona making his first NFL start, and the first-round rookie Ryan Nada is going to play a lot at sub-linebacker. 3rd and 19. Pickett has to throw it away. Under pressure from B.J. Ojulari. Good to have him back healthy, along with Nnamdi Sanaga. The two of them will be the starting edge rushers and are going to have to produce pressure without Simeon Bonnet. Puma Whitlock with a nice throw over to Arturo Modelo, who I expect will get the ball a lot today. Modelo already leads the NFL in catches and yards, and I have to imagine his volume will increase with 3 of the next best receivers all out. Nice move here by the rookie, Milan Santa, to the 38-yard line. Santa hasn't really been able to be a full-time back yet, but he's continuing to get better and better, showing a ton of flashes for us. As it's a play action on 2nd down, and Puma's intercepted! What a play by Minkah Fitzpatrick, snagging the ball out of midair. It looked like Griffin Weaver was going to be wide open, and truthfully, that's probably a touchdown. Not a bad throw or read at all by Puma Whitlock. It's just an unbelievable defensive play by Minkah Fitzpatrick, who apparently has prime Michael Jordan's bunnies. So the Steelers force an unreal turnover, and they'll get the ball here, holding the Dragons off the board. That's Puma's 4th interception of the year. Pickett up the middle for his tight end, Pat Freiermuth, who brings it to the 35. A lot of familiar faces within the skill position room here. Najee Harris, George Pickens, and Pat Freiermuth all still here, as Najee loses a yard wrapped up by Devin White, who's going to really have to step up today. I feel like Devin White hasn't really been the same this year from his prior seasons with us, and obviously we're going to need a big game out of him with 2 of our next best linebackers out. 3rd and 11. Pickett, under a ton of pressure from Ojulari, has to float it up, out of bounds, incomplete. B.J. Ojulari's looked really good so far. He seems refreshed coming back from his injury, as that'll force a punt, and the Dragons get it back. From the 24 up the middle, Arturo Modelo fighting forward for the 1st down as he gets 11. Another grab for Modelo. He's already got a few so far today, and again, I'm expecting plenty more. Puma, under pressure, connects with Colin Robinson, one of the reserve receivers. Unlike a lot of these new starters for the Dragons, Robinson is not overly young. He's in his 4th NFL season. He's 25 years old, looking for another chance here with the Dragons as Griffin Weaver brings it to the 32. It's nice having Griffin Weaver healthy because that's been an issue with him throughout his career. But unlike most of the other receivers, he is healthy and hopefully looking for a big game as Puma Whitlock is incomplete on 3rd down, in and out of the hands of one of the defensive backs, and that'll bring out the field goal unit. 45-yard try for Cameron Dicker, who's had a lot of issues the last couple of weeks kicking the ball. He might be kicking for his job today, as that one is good from Dicker the kicker, and the Dragons are on the board first. They lead 3-0. So far, so good for the defense, despite having 4 starters out. Hopefully that can continue as Pickett floats it up the middle for Pat Freiermuth, who brings it to around midfield. Pretty good start so far for Muth. He's had a couple nice catches up to this point as it's a 3rd and 4 to start the 2nd quarter. Pickett looks to throw it. Going short. It's hauled in by George Pickens, who beats Barber on the route, toying with him. And Barber's unable to catch up as soon as Pickens beats him with his footwork. From the 34 now, the Steelers are starting to look pretty good as it's a play-action fake. Pickett under pressure. He is sacked! DeJuan Overton in the backfield. It looked like Sanaga and Babylon were both setting pressure as well, but I think Overton's going to get credited there with the sack. And so far, the pass rushes look just fine without Simeon Bonnet. 3rd and 17. Pickett looking downfield. It is hauled in by Rondale Moore to the 6. Kenny Pickett does a great job there of collapsing through the pocket and making an incredible throw on the run. Not something you see out of Kenny Pickett every day. 3rd and goal. It's Ontario Jackson, who powers his way in for a touchdown, and the Steelers take the lead at 7-3. Dragons back on offense. 1st down. Puma up the middle. He's got Colin Robinson once again to the 49-yard line. Robinson's been pretty busy today. He's already got a few catches so far. 3rd and 6. Puma under pressure, and he is intercepted. Adoree Jackson picks it off with nothing but green grass ahead. He's going to take it the distance for a pick 6. Again, you can't really blame Puma there because he had a defender in his face, and it looked like the receiver was going to be open, but Adoree Jackson jumps the route. That's big 54 Tremaine Edmonds, who forces an errant throw as the pass ends up being super wobbly, and Jackson is able to beat Modelo to the ball and take it all the way to the house showing off his incredible skills with the ball in his hands. Adoree Jackson played a lot of offense and kick returner in college, and even though he's a little older, he's still got those skills. Puma Whitlock has now thrown 2 interceptions today, albeit none of them are his fault. And the offense has got some work to do as Milan Santa brings it to the 42-yard line. Only 3 points so far here in the first half. The Dragons very clearly missing the 4 starters who they are without. Puma on the run, gets it to the rookie, Gift Aaron Jr., who gets the first down. Aaron drafted in the 6th round out of the University of Indiana. The Dragons traded up for him, thinking maybe he could be the eventual replacement for Isaiah Likely, and I guess he's got an opportunity to show himself today. 3rd and 2 up the middle for Griffin Weaver, who's gotten off to a pretty good first half, and Weaver brings it to the 22-yard line. Under 1 minute now left to go in the first half. 3rd and 4. Dragons in no hurry. They've still got all their timeouts as Puma goes up the middle for Weaver again, who hangs on and brings it to the 8. Another nice grab by Griffin Weaver as the clock sits at 24 seconds. 3rd and goal from the 7. Puma looks to throw it, rolls out to the right, under pressure, and he's incomplete. Chandre Bigsley with the pressure, former top 5 pick out of Minnesota, who has lived up to the billing and then some. Field goal try is out. Kick from Cameron Dicker is good. That one from 24 yards out. And it is 14-6 going into halftime. I will say I am a little bit encouraged that at least the Dragons are still in the game. They could have completely laid down and died being without 8 starters, but they're hanging in there even if there have been some troubles on both sides of the ball. Let's take a look at our halftime report around the rest of the NFL as we will start in Kansas City. The Chiefs, supposedly the clear favorites against the Chargers, but so far Los Angeles has them on upset alert with this rushing touchdown by the 3rd-year running back Gaffey Quentin. We'll see if the Chargers are able to hang on and look to make some noise in the AFC West. Next up, we're going to travel out to Foxborough, the Thursday night game. The Dallas Cowboys are 6-1 as they end up beating New England in a Super Bowl 59 rematch as Dallas ends up getting revenge for that game. The Cowboys were really bad last year out of nowhere, and it seems like they're back to business. And finally, in South Beach, the Giants lead 7-3. Second-year quarterback Stanley Cubbage Jr. appears to have taken a leap for the Giants, and they've been one of the most pleasant surprises in the NFL through the first 6 weeks. As we go into the second half, I want to see the passing game continue to flourish. I think Puma Whitlock has been really good, all things considered. He has thrown the 2 interceptions, but those were really good defensive plays. And then defensively, Kenny Pickett has really stretched the field. We've got to avoid that. 2nd and 7, Puma on the run, threads the needle perfectly for Arturo Modelo, who was covered like a blanket, but Modelo is able to hang on to that one for a first down. Joey Porter Jr. has done a pretty good job with Modelo, all things considered, as Puma Whitlock is intercepted again, and that time it was his fault. Victor Ridgewood II with the pick. That's Puma Whitlock's 3rd of the game, just his 2nd 3-interception game of his NFL career. Steelers back with it. Najee's going backwards. That's Penultimo Barahona, the 3rd-round rookie out of UCLA, in his first NFL start with the tackle for loss. Steelers have a great opportunity to get a lot of momentum here off the turnover, as on 3rd and 11, it's a screen here for Najee Harris. He's got blocks. Diggins gets laid out, and Najee is stopped just shy of the yard to gain. It looked like Trajan Blyshenden was there along with Ronrakis Barber. That'll bring out the field goal team. Jake Verity's kick is up and good, and the Steelers lead by multiple possessions at 17-6. Puma Whitlock has now thrown 3 interceptions, and although the first 2 really weren't his fault, that last one was. What on God's green earth was he thinking? The Dragons cannot afford to keep turning the ball over, considering they're already super short-handed to begin with. What a run by Milan Santa, juking by defenders. Santa's been ultra efficient today, 9.5 yards a pop. The Dragons got to get him the ball more. 2nd and 5, Darwin Juskins with room, looking to get by Minkah Fitzpatrick as he brings it to the 27. The Dragons want to lean in on the run a little bit more here in the 3rd quarter. Juskins has been quiet today, unlike Santa, but the Dragons still want to use these 2 in unison. 3rd and inches, Puma under a ton of pressure, scrambling. He's got Weaver in the end zone for a touchdown. What a throw by Puma Whitlock with 2 guys right in his face. Griffin Weaver with a nice catch, and the boys are going to row the boat. Griffin Weaver with the score. Great job getting open and hanging on to that one. Weaver has probably been better today than Arturo Modelo. Talk about stepping up with all the injuries we've had. Griffin Weaver's played a great game. Dragons go for two. Milan Santa looking to dive in. He is short. The Steelers with the stop. Tremaine Edmonds brings him down. Milan Santa is a really good player, but he has struggled in short yardage situations this year, and the Steelers hold on to a 5-point lead. They'll get it back around halfway through the third quarter, as on first down, Najee Harris gets some blocks with room. Nobody wants to tackle him. Somebody's got to bring him down. And finally, it's Malik Hooker who wraps him up at the 41-yard line. Overall, I think the run defense has been pretty good today, but that was not pretty. 3rd and 4. Pickett looks to throw it, and his pass is intercepted. Penultimo Barahona, in his first NFL start, gets the interception, and this game has possibly been flipped on its head. A massive turnover from the rookie, and the Dragons are going to get the ball with really good field position past the 50 with a chance to feasibly take the lead. But they've got a 3rd and 7 from the 42. Puma with time goes short. It's Jarwin Juskins who does not get the first down, gaining 6. Micah Fitzpatrick and Alex Highsmith bring him down. Then it's 4th and 1. They're not in field goal range. They're too close to punt it, so that leaves one choice. Santa does not get it! The Steelers with the stop, and they'll force a turnover on downs. Again, as we talked about with the 2-point conversion, Milan Santa has struggled in these short yardage situations. The blockers need to give him room, but he's also got to make a play. And so the Dragons are unable to capitalize off the turnover, and we're back to square one. 3rd and 2. Najee Harris does not get the first down. He almost did. Orlin Babylon with the initial hit. B.J. Ojulari and Devin White finish him off. 3 LSU Tigers gangbanging the Alabama running back. Dragons back with it. Puma looking downfield. He's got a wide open man. It's Colin Robinson to the 47-yard line. And Robinson continues to have himself a day. The Steelers obviously did not game plan for him coming into this game, and it's backfired. He's had some nice catches. From the 42, Modelo with the reception, and he's out of bounds at the 28-yard line. I really thought this was going to be some crazy 10-catch, 150-yard game from Modelo, but it hasn't been. Puma Whitlock is spreading the ball around, getting everybody involved. Now with open rushing room, he keeps it inside the 10, sliding to the 9. A big run there by Puma Whitlock, showing off his ability as a runner, and that brings us into the fourth quarter, 17-12. Handoff for Darwin Juskins with plenty of room, and he will walk into the end zone to kick off the fourth quarter. The Dragons take the lead with a rushing score by Darwin Juskins. It's a 1-point game, so because of that, the Dragons are going to go for 2 again, looking to bring the lead up to 3. Milan Santa is in the game. The Dragons are not exactly hiding what they're going to do here. It's a pass, and Robinson cannot hang on. I will say, it shows a lot about Colin Robinson that Puma trusts him there with the 2-point try. Robinson's just unable to hang on as he got pummeled. 1-point lead, 3rd and 1. Pickens comes down with it, and he's got room as he is leveled at the 42-yard line by Samasoni Saluni. Big first down here for the Steelers as they look to get this lead right back. 3rd and 7. Pickett looks to throw it. He's got an open man downfield. It is the backup tight end, Audley Boozer, in his second year out of Ohio State, who brings it to the 10. First down now at the 10. Najee Harris with it, and he is going to fumble the ball, and the Steelers hang on. That could have been bad news. I think that was DeJuan Overton who was able to force it out. 2nd and 12 at the 12. Play action. Pickett under pressure looking for the end zone. It is caught for a score. The 3rd-string tight end, Dylan Marshall, comes down with it for Pittsburgh. And the Steelers regain the lead. And now they will look to go for 2 to make it a 7-point game. The Dragons are 0 for 2 on 2-point tries. We'll see if the Steelers can get one now. Marshall in motion coming off the touchdown. 3 tight ends in the game. Pickett under pressure connects with Freiermuth. And the Steelers lead by a touchdown. All 3 tight ends with big plays on that drive for the Steelers. Boozer at the catch to the 10. Marshall with the touchdown. Freiermuth with the 2-point conversion. And the Dragons are down by 7 with under 6 to go. Puma under pressure on first down. He loses 10. Chandre Bigsley is in the backfield with a sack as the Golden Gopher forces a big loss. 3rd and 7 now. Big play. Puma looks short. It's Colin Robinson once again with the first down at the 44-yard line. C-Rob is playing one hell of a game. 8 catches for over 100 yards. He's trying to keep himself in the lineup even with J-Mo and Keon coming back next week. Here's Juskins with plenty of room. Stiff arms the defender to the 30. A big run there for Darwin Juskins. And the Dragons offense appears to be clicking. Things started slowly, but they have really found a rhythm here in the second half. Play action. Puma under pressure. He's got Arturo Modelo, who gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Nice grab there by Modelo. Puma Whitlock has not thrown an incompletion in a while. He has been dialed in. Talk about efficient. 3rd and goal. Puma looking for Robinson, and it's incomplete. I must have jinxed him. Joey Porter Jr. with the coverage, and that'll make it a 4th and goal. Obviously, the Dragons are going to go for it here. If they don't get it, they could be in a lot of trouble. 5 wide. Puma goes short, and it's caught. Colin Robinson with the touchdown, and we are tied. Robinson's getting all these big targets on big 3rd downs. Now here on 4th down in the goal line. He is wide open for his 9th catch of the game and his first touchdown as a Dragon. What a coming out party for Colin Robinson. The Steelers get the ball back with 2 minutes to go. It's a 3rd and 7 for Pittsburgh here in a tie game. Pickett looking downfield. It's broken up by Cam Lucifer. The receiver, Assisi Verone Jr., was wide open. That was not a great cover rep by Lucifer. Problem is, Pickett underthrew him badly, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Dragons have a chance to win the game and knock off the undefeated Steelers as Juskins on the first play of the drive gets 10 on the screen. Dragons looking to move quickly as they go no huddle. 2nd and inches, Juskins with it, and he barely gets a yard, but that will get them the first down. No huddle again from the 47. Still all 3 timeouts. Puma floats it up. It is caught inside the 20. Griffin Weaver III comes down with it as Pittsburgh calls time. I know all the attention has rightfully been on Colin Robinson, but Griffin Weaver's had one of the best games of his career. Gain of about 1 there from Alon Santa. Steelers call timeout number 2. 2nd and 9. Santa looking for a lot more than 1 as he gets about 4, and the Steelers used their 3rd and final timeout. 3rd and 5. Play action to the Steelers' bites. Puma on the run. He's got Modelo, who cannot keep the feet in bounds. I think Puma mistimed the throw just barely there. Otherwise, Modelo would have had the touchdown, and the Dragons are going to kick. 31-yarder from Dicker for the lead. With about a minute left to go, his kick is up and good. With 1 minute and 1 second to go, the Dragons lead by 3. Can the defense get the stop and knock off the undefeated Steelers? Kenny Pickett's got no timeouts in under a minute, but all the Steelers would need is a field goal to tie. Pickett on first down. Looking downfield, he's got Pickens to the 44, but they've got to keep it moving as Jake Verity warms up. Following play, Pickett looking downfield. It is incomplete. Again, Assisi Verone Jr. was wide open, and Pickett blatantly misfires. 2nd and 10. 5 wide. Pickett looking downfield. It is caught for a first down by Pickens, but they've got to move quickly. 15 seconds left. I wouldn't mind a spike or a throwaway here. That's not what they're going to do. Pickett under pressure. He's sacked by Nnamdi Sanaga. They're not going to have enough time to run another play. And this game is over. The St. Louis Dragons hobbling into Pittsburgh with 8 injured starters. Knock off the undefeated Steelers 28-25. This game was not always pretty. I mean, Puma Whitlock threw 3 interceptions. But talk about a gritty win. On the road against one of the best teams in the NFL with a third of our lineup out today. And it didn't matter. This team doesn't make excuses. They fight. And we fought until the very end with an impressive 4th quarter comeback en route to the win. We didn't score a touchdown in the first half. Puma Whitlock had the 3 interceptions. But overall, Puma played, I think, really well. The first 2 interceptions were great defensive plays. The last one was on him, though. As for Kenny Pickett, he didn't win him the game. He didn't lose him the game. He Kenny Picketted it. I thought our run game was really strong. Juskins was inconsistent throughout the game, but he had some big runs late. Milan Santa was really good. Puma Whitlock was really good. And then in the air, Colin Robinson, 9 catches for a $105 and a touchdown. No drops as well. He was phenomenal, and I want to find a way to keep him on the field, even with our receivers healthy, because, man, this kid is good. Arturo Modelo and Griffin Weaver played really well too, while Pickens and Freiermuth lead the way for the Steelers. Defensively, it wasn't perfect, but a lot better than it's been. Dwan Overton, Nnamdi Sanaga, both of them with some big plays. Barahona with the interception as well. That was a big deal. And then shout out Cam Dicker, kicking for his job. He was clutch. Presley Harvin, by the way, did not punt once, which is weird. We went 5 for 11 on third down, and we didn't punt once. That's because of a mix of fourth downs, field goals, and turnovers. It's not like our offense was brilliant, but we didn't have to punt once, which is kind of weird. Best of all, no new injuries, and we're going to have 5 guys return this week, and then the other 3 guys aren't going to be out much longer. So one of the most injured teams in the NFL is about to become one of the most healthy. To make things even better, Seattle got blasted by the Ravens. No more undefeated teams. Us and the Ravens doing each other a solid by blowing out each other's undefeated rivals. Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, Emmanuel Forbes, and Adoree Jackson end up winning the Players of the Week. No Puma Whitlock here because apparently he can only do it in losses. That brings us to Week 8, the NFL trade deadline, and we're in an interesting spot. Had we lost the game against the Steelers, we would have talked about possibly selling. But after getting that win, we're right back in the playoff race, and especially with Seattle losing, we're only a game and a half out of first place, and now I feel like there's a whole new sense of optimism for our season. We also have a breakout defensive lineman. There's a few guys that could be. Dwan Overton really stepped up. Nnamdi Sanaga really stepped up. Orlin Babylon made some nice plays. B.J. Ojolari did as well. Everybody on the defensive line really played well without Simeon Bonnet. I feel like they were kind of the unsung heroes of the game. So I'm happy somebody is going to get recognized with a breakout opportunity. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Certainly a fun one. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.